The supply side myth debunked in 2 minutes. Supply side, or trickle-down economics as you may have heard it called, doesn't deliver. Love 'em, hate 'em, tolerate 'em, regardless of personal feelings, taxes make the world go round and the U.S. economy go round. But there's a camp of lawmakers who minimize the importance of government and the role of taxes in effective governance. These lawmakers, backed by wealthy special interests, insist that supply-side economics, a la tax cuts, especially for the rich, are the golden ticket to broad prosperity. This erroneous ideological policy theory is rooted in the unproven assumption that lowering taxes for the rich causes them to work harder and invest more, thereby creating jobs and boosting the economy. Supply-siders even claim that cutting taxes for the rich will allow governments to collect more tax revenue. Turns out that giving tax cuts to people who are already wealthy just makes the rich richer, not to mention contributing to growing income inequality. Take, for example, President George W. Bush's tax cuts. 38% of those cuts went to the top 1% of Americans. But the wealth didn't trickle down. Low job growth, increased poverty, and a growing income gap persisted throughout most of Bush's tenure. Nonetheless, the economically disruptive supply-side myth is spreading. Just within the last year, states as varied as Arizona, North Carolina, Ohio, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee, and Oklahoma have considered their past tax cuts for the wealthy under the guise of promoting economic growth. State lawmakers are still considering these tax cuts for the rich in spite of the recent and notorious failure of supply-side tax cuts in Kansas. In 2012, Kansas Governor Sam Brownback championed what he called a real live experiment. 2 times he cut taxes for the rich. Now tax collections have fallen short, forcing critical cuts in spending on education and other services, and the state's economy lags behind the national average. Supply-side adherents and their political allies have either forgotten or simply don't care about the reason we all pay taxes: to fund services that matter hugely to the economy and to all of us. It's time to be real. Trickle-down economic policies don't work. Taxes aren't a bad thing. The nation's lawmakers should stop pursuing failed supply-side trickle-down experiments. Instead, they should pursue sensible tax policies that recognize the economically vital role that taxes have in funding the services on which we all rely. For more information, visit www.itep.org.